In this episode of the K-Pop Blast, I'm going to tell you about some comebacks and a debut that you should be expecting, and I will give you my thoughts on the stories as well. So let's get straight into it. Welcome everybody to the Wednesday episode of the K-Pop Blast. I missed last Wednesday's episode due to personal reasons, but we are back on track with the normal Wednesday and Saturday releases. So let's get straight into the stories. First up, we're going to be talking about a debut from a male soloist named Geum. He has been a trainee at JYP for 15 years. That is right. You did not hear me wrong. He has been a trainee at JYP for 15 years. That's a very long time. That is a really, really long time. And either he's really, really dedicated to making music, or, well, he's probably really, really dedicated to making music, and JYP, the people over at JYP, definitely saw something in him that just wowed everybody. So he is set to make his debut with a mini album that is going to be released on January 19th in Korea. So I'm really, really eager to hear this because 15 years as a trainee is a very, very, very long time. And I'm just eager to see how much what that gives us. So it's really exciting. He's old. He's about 30 years old at this point in time, which is, as far as musician or Korean performers, it's kind of old. He's a soloist though, so it's a bit different in terms, instead of being as part of like an idol group. He's a bit different there, but he is making his debut. It's a very exciting time. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be up sometime next week, so look forward to that. Moving on to the next comeback that we've got, or the first comeback of the show. We are going to be talking about 9 Muses. And 9 Muses finally revealed their full teaser photos, revealing the 2 additions to the group, and that is Sojin from Nasty Nasty and Geum, who is they'll be joining the group to bring the total number up to 8, which is 1 short of 9, and that definitely has some people a bit irritated, because how can they be 9 Muses if there's only 8 of them? And I agree with that, but you can't just change the group's name. That would be a little weird. I mean, you think about the people that lose their minds when a member leaves the group for whatever reason. If they change the name of the group, that would be a bit insane as well. And I definitely wouldn't want to go anywhere near that sort of scandal trying to pull that off. But 9 Muses coming back as 8, and it's been a year. Well, by the time that this song gets released, because I don't have an official date for this yet. Me personally, I don't have one. But as soon as this gets released, it's going to be probably close to 14 months since their last comeback, since their last release, which was Glue back in December of 2013. And in that year or so, they've lost 3 members. 2 members? 5. So they've lost a few members. 3 members, because there was 9, now there's 6, and they added 2. There we go. Math. It's hard sometimes. But they've lost some members, and people criticized Star Empire for that, as I guess they rightly should have, because Star Empire has turned out to be a bit of a shady company, or they've always been a shady company. People just didn't really like them to begin with. But I think that after all of that, all of the year off, and the scandal and the unrest amongst the fans, with being unhappy with the company, that this is going to be the release that kind of makes or breaks the group. Clearly, they want to continue with this group, because if they didn't, then they wouldn't have added the other 2 members. But on the other hand, they've been off for a year. The fans aren't very happy with the company. And over in that year, I'm sure they've lost a lot of fans, and definitely haven't had a chance to pick up any new fans. So this is going to be the release that either, determines whether or not this group lives, or if it basically limps along and is on life support. And I don't know, it makes me a bit sad to have to say that, or to think that 9 Muses could possibly, or isn't even popular. Because 9 Muses is good. I like 9 Muses a lot. But they've never really reached, any like high tiers of recognition. And that just is really, really disappointing. But, you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. You know, not every group can be successful. Some have to fail. But moving on from that, we're going to head on to talking about U-KISS, I should say, not New Kiss, U-KISS. And they've been touring and promoting in Japan for the last 9 months or so. So they've had a very, very busy schedule. And, you know, now their company has decided it's time to settle down for a minute and focus on Korea. You know, they've gone on a world tour. They've released a bunch of songs out in Japan, and the company's finally decided that it is time. This group is solidified as a global idol group, and now they're going to focus on a Korean release, which is going to be coming out before the end of January, so be very excited for that. I'm looking forward to it. U-KISS is a group that I kind of like. I enjoy them. I can't say that they're one of my favorites, but I do like U-KISS a little bit, so I'm looking forward to it. Not as much as I'm looking forward to 9 Muses or 8 Muses, but definitely looking forward to it. And so in that regard, U-KISS is back. They're coming back. People are definitely going to be happy about that. I'm a bit happy about it. And I don't know. We'll see how this works out, because they've got an international fan base now that they've built up. They toured. They played a couple of shows or showcases, I guess, in the United States. And it just overall, they've been very, very busy trying to grow their reputation and name. So that's fantastic. Moving on to a company that has a reputation for not really promoting their groups aggressively hard. Me, as someone who likes Rainbow and follows them closer than any of the other DSP groups, I kind of get the general sense that DSP doesn't really push their groups too hard. And that's fine, I guess. But, you know, when we want more releases from Rainbow, want them to get more recognition, and they just don't, that is really frustrating. But plans for DSP in 2015. Kara in the first half of 2015 is going to be the main focus, as well as a debut of a girl group that you can expect. I don't know anything about this girl group, but I'm always eager to hear new groups in K-pop. Also, there is a possibility that a Rainbow subgroup could be making a release, a comeback, or a debut, or something in the first half of 2015. The second half of 2015, still no mention of Rainbow, but there is a debuting boy group that you can expect to be coming out, or that we could be expecting to come out in the last half of 2015. And I'm wondering, now that I've read this, where is Rainbow? Where is Rainbow? No Rainbow to be seen anywhere. But now that I think about it, it makes a lot of sense, and they're my dogs. It makes a whole lot of sense, because Jisuk is really, really busy doing all of the things that she's doing, and then Uri is also doing her drama, her 50-episode long drama, which is insane. And I mean, they're really busy. Those two members are busy, and that makes it hard for a full Rainbow comeback as an entire group. So I don't know what that means, but it's gonna be tough. Also, who went back to school? Someone went back to school, and I can't remember who. I should have wrote that down, but I didn't. I didn't take a note of that in my head. Anyway, so you got 3 members who are currently tied up in some pretty time-intensive activities, and it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for the music aspect. So I am really, really interested to see how that works out. I'm expecting, if they do make a comeback this year, that it's going to be in the last half of 2015, which I don't really want to wait, but as a Rainbow fan, that's what we're all used to doing. Waiting and being disappointed and asking, why DSP do you not promote these girls ever? And then wondering if this group is even going to exist for very much longer, because there doesn't seem to be much of a point to anything at times. But hey, that's the way it goes for being a fan of Rainbow. But anyway, that is all that I have got to talk about for this episode of the K-Pop Blast. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, subscribe, because there's going to be another episode coming out on Saturday. So that is going to be it for this episode. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.